Welcome to this digital conversation. I'm Dia Davidson. The 5th annual Tuskegee Airman Education Fundraiser Banquet is coming up in just a few days, and we want to welcome Ron Spriggs, who joins us now with details. Always good to see you, Ron. Fundraiser. Always important.
Yes, ma'am.
And for your organization, as others. Let's talk a little bit about the fundraiser and what you're raising funds for.
Well, the fundraiser is something we started 5 years ago because we wanted to do something to help, help young people get their education started. And part of our mantra is that not only are we supposed to sustain the history of the Tuskegee Airmen, but we're supposed to help young people with their educational pursuits and to continue to tell them the history of the Tuskegee Airmen. So it's sort of a self-evolving thing in between the two. So part of that is so that we can get in touch with various businesses and individual contributors, and we do all sorts of things to kind of get the funds rolling in. Right. And so we've made a commitment that every year we're going to try to do 7 scholarships a year.
Wow. And is there any one particular group of young people you're looking? Is it just targeted to Fayette County, or how can kids get signed up to be even in the qualify for them?
Well, we're responsible. We're the only chapter in the state of Kentucky, so that says we got the whole Commonwealth. Okay. Our audience for the scholarship programs is aimed at seniors, incoming seniors who plan to be in college the following year. Right. And so we want to give them a little seed money to kind of buy a book, a little something.
Hey, every bit counts.
Every little bit counts.
Every bit counts.
Absolutely. And we also represent the national organization as well, who has a larger award that they give. And so if you apply for one of the programs, you basically have identified yourself and apply for both.
Oh, so not only do you get the Kentucky money, but you could actually be in the running for national money?
There you go. You said the right words. They can be in the running for the second one, for the national as well. And so we, at the local level, we give $500.
Okay.
And we're very proud of that.
Sure.
And I tell you, it's hard coming up and getting that money for 7 students over the course of a year. But we get some very generous people. Okay. And then the national program gives $1,500. And they only select 42 students out of the entire United States.
Wow.
So if you get one of those, even at $1,500, the other thing is you have the prestige. Any child that gets one of these, they can put that on their resume and say, I'm the winner of a Tuskegee Airman Award. And that carries some weight.
Now, what do you need to do in order to, is it an application, is it an essay, or is it all of the above?
It's a little bit of all of the above. The application is available online at our website. Okay. You can also contact me or anybody of the other officers in our organization, and we'll email the application to you, and it's very simple. And it only requires that you complete the application, because we feel that completing the application is just like anything you would do on a job. Right. Don't leave blanks, write legibly, write neat, write complete, and be on time. And then you have to write a bio, and then you have to write a mini essay, one page bio, 1-page essay about what you know and have found out about the Tuskegee Airmen. Wow. And if you can do both of those, then that same application can almost roll over into what the national is asking for.
Wow.
So you're like killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Exactly. And we were saying that sometimes when you're not the one having to pay the bill, you don't realize that every dollar counts.
Absolutely.
And college is so expensive these
tell
days.
me about it.
Yeah. Why is it such a passion for you?
Oh, my Lord. I don't know if we got enough time, but I started late. I was an old man with grown kids and everything before I even knew who knew and heard what the Tuskegee Airmen were. But when I did learn it, I learned about their history. I just threw myself in body and soul into it. And it's a second religion for me. And I figured that you gotta have fire in the belly, you gotta have the passion for it so that you can help deliver the message. If you don't feel it here, you can't deliver it with any kind of a convincing attitude about it, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so I was very much interested in the way that the black pilots of World War II overcame the adversities of Jim Crow and the hatred of that mentality back in the day. And a lot of people don't know that the Tuskegee Airmen were kind of like the pioneers in breaking through.
They were the pioneers, yeah.
Well, they also broke through, they were involved with the civil rights activity before Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks. Not to take anything away,
Right,
which you
no,
can't do.
No,
But
it's just to bolster.
they
Yes.
were able to match. You know,
sure.
they got the whole thing started.
Because you don't even think about just how difficult it was made for them to be able to do what they did and to be able to take down German planes and all of this kind of thing. So, you know, it's important for
Well, they would get hand-me-down equipment. Nobody would work
Broken
for 'em,
down.
broken down.
Yeah.
But we got some of the most intelligent black folks.
talented.
And they could take anything and put it together, make it work, the way it's supposed to, you know. And so they wouldn't necessarily get the proper field orientations from senior pilots. I mean, you want to talk about walking around with anchors on your ankles.
Sure.
They certainly were a bunch of guys that went through that, and they were 18,
But
19.
never use that as an excuse, did they?
They did not. 18, 19, 20-year-olds. And if you were 23 years old, you considered the old man.
Gotta feel that way these days sometimes too.
Yeah.
But now the kids not only get the opportunity to learn this important facet of American history, but they also walk away with something that they can proudly display too.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we give them, we try to make a big deal out of our little $500. When we have this,
Don't say little $500.
we got this banquet.
$500 is $500. Shoot.
But we got this banquet coming on. We've got dignitaries that come to attend it.
Right.
We give them a very beautifully inscripted certificate.
Yeah.
And
then
then the medallion,
Yeah.
which we're very proud of.
Yeah.
And we just started this last year, and all of our students get this, and we're very pleased that they can wear this, you know, at graduations and things like that.
Do you track your kids to see where they go to college, when they finish, what they get their degrees, and what they become in life?
That's a slow evolving process right now. We've kept up with a couple of them. As a matter of fact, we already have some of our kids have graduated college. So
Yeah.
being this in 5 years, you know,
Yeah.
the first year, kids have already
Yeah.
done their thing. And we've been invited to a couple of graduations and things like that. We've wanted to get that involved, but you know, we're a small operation,
Sure.
and there's only so much that a handful of people can do. As much as we want to, we do have a look back program for those who have gotten scholarships from us in the past. And so if they were to come to us and say, you know, man, I'm struggling still, can I get a book or something? We may have a couple of funds we can find laying around on the floor.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Website for people to find you?
It is, let me see if I can remember all the letters. It's BGNFP
Okay.
chapter
Okay.
.weebly.com.
All right. And of course, we'll attach it to this digital
Sure,
conversation.
sure.
Ron, always good to see you.
Likewise. Thank you for having us again.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us for this LEX 18 digital conversation. Be sure to join all of our digital conversations online. Until next time, I'm Dia Davidson.